Hello, this is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, a part of Redbud Realty and Associates. And I got a call from another realtor just a little while ago, and I think it's worth talking about this conversation, especially if you're someone that's financially distressed, not making your payments in the Oklahoma City area. We list and sell a lot of short sales. We have a very high percentage of short sales closed, normally around 94%. We close as much or more than anybody in Oklahoma City, and that's verifiable. But a lot of times people just don't know the right questions to ask, be it someone looking for a realtor to help them out of a short sale, which is what a lender wants you to do, to help you find a way to avoid foreclosure, or a realtor that has a buyer looking to get them into a property, and she knows that there's no guarantees on a short sale, that it is subject to lender approval. They want to know some details, and let me just kind of talk about the few of her questions that I thought were significant. Number one, she asked me how many mortgages there are, and that's a very important question. If we have a single mortgage, it's less complicated. Knowing what kind of mortgage it is, FHA, VA, conventional, that's important to know. The second mortgage, who is the second mortgage with? There's some second mortgage companies very difficult to deal with out there. Are there third-party liens? Are we having to deal with homeowners associations, tax liens? These are questions that she asked. Then she asked me another question which I thought was significant, which is, now you're only going to work one contract, aren't you? And this is a basic question of people who know short sales, which is, of course, the lender doesn't own the property. Although I see listings all the time where someone says, we're submitting multiple offers to the lender, which means that somebody's going to go into foreclosure because the lender's not going to look at that. They don't own the property. They're expecting the realtor to know what they're doing and do their job, which is select the best contract, send it in, and work that contract. And she said, well, you just don't know how many times I see this. And I said, yes, I do. I see it all the time in the MLS system. So that was a very, very important question for her to ask. And so I really appreciated the fact that she was really taking care of her buyer. Now, if you are that distressed homeowners, you also have some other questions to ask a realtor, because you don't want someone to throw you up against a wall and see if you stick, or say, well, I'll give it that old college try, because an old college try you can end up in foreclosure, and that is a bad place to be for the future. So you need to ask that realtor, what kind of education do you have? In other words, there's a lot of training that you can get in short sales, and that's a beginning part. Now, that's on paper. In other words, I can tell you, yes, I'm CDPE, Certified Distressed Property Expert. That's the #1 designation out there, recognized by Chase and Bank of America, for instance, the only one that is. But that's not practical application. You need to know what I've done. I did my first short sale 16 years ago. My partner started doing this almost full-time 6 years ago, even before the mortgage meltdown. So we've done hundreds of short sales. We can also show you what we've done this year. We can show you that we're going to close over 50 short sales this year, that we only have 3 that hadn't been closed, and that's because of extenuating circumstances beyond anyone's control. We can also show you how we've worked with first and second mortgages. We're going to be honest with you. We're going to be upfront. We're not going to tell you to guarantee you anything. We're not a part of the lender or the government where we get special privileges. We just know how to submit a contract, we know how to submit your documents, and we know how to do everything that we can to get it through for you so that you can come to the closing with zero out of pocket. That's another thing that I see that realtors make a mistake, is they don't know how to properly look at what the lender sends them and figure out how you come without having to break, $1,000 or $2,000. All of these are very, very important questions. You need to know that you have a specialist. If you have a heart condition, you're not going to just go to your GP and say, well, you know, I know you're not a surgeon, but can you just wing it? You're going to go to a heart specialist, and it's the same way in real estate. You're doing investments, you're going to go to somebody that knows investments and can give you a return on investment analysis. And if you're doing a short sale to avoid foreclosure, you want to know that your realtor knows their stuff, has experience, can show it to you, can also show you some, like with us, video testimonials of people that we've been able to rescue. So be prudent, ask the right questions, maybe even get a second opinion. This is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, where we deliver traditional real estate values with the speed of technology.